everybody. So this is just a quick little extra kind of video. And I wasn't even going to film it, but I thought it might be helpful for somebody. Basically, I'm making shop aprons. And right now it is August, end of August. This is a fabric at Joann's right now, and I think it's just for like Halloween costume kind of stuff. It's called Happy Something. But anyway, it's very wide. It's like 60 inches wide. It's only $2 a yard. Okay, it is basically a disposable fabric that is super, super strong. And they have all different colors. I got blue. And it's like a heavier weight interfacing that has a sheet of nylon melted to it. So it's super strong, you know? And this outside part, because one side is more plasticky with the nylon, one side is more absorbent. So I'm thinking for the shop aprons, if I put it so that this is the outside, the nylon part is the underneath, the oils and grease and things like that won't come through. As you know, maybe you don't, I do a lot of really messy, greasy, oily things with sewing machines. So I'm just going to make up a very quick shop apron using a method that I'm thinking is going to be very easy, not too intensive, and at the same time I'm only going to have maybe $1 and some change in each apron by the time I'm done. So when they get really filthy and disgusting, I can just throw them away and not worry about it. That is my goal, because shop aprons can get really, really nasty. So let me turn the camera down. Okay, so the pattern I'm going to use is this one. You don't need this if you have an existing apron. You can just trace around or something. That's great, but just, you know, Simplicity Patterns were on sale and I saw it, so I grabbed it just because it has a very basic apron pattern. I'm not going to worry about the pocket because I just am not. I think that just having the protection here is all I need. So let me go ahead and just cut a slice off of this. I bought like 9 or 10 yards of this stuff, you know, because I'm not too sure how long they're going to have it in the store. So I'm just going to get the length of my apron piece and just slice that off my bolt and move it aside. Okay, so this is my fabric. And mine was very, very wrinkly right here. So if you're asking yourself, yes, but can I iron it? The answer is yes, you can. I would say do not do high heat, do like a medium heat on your iron. And I did it on the side that is more matte, not the shiny plasticky side, you know, but I ironed it enough that I could get those extreme wrinkles out. I probably could even get even more out if I wanted to, but I don't think that's necessary. So my goal is to get 2 aprons out of each yard-ish. So this is my fold here, and I'm going to fold my selvages up to that. Okay, so this is my new fold right here. I'm going to get my apron piece, and if this fabric is not wide enough, I'm going to call it good, you know. So I'm just going to place my apron pattern on the fold here. And if I do that, you can come over here and see that my pattern is actually a few inches too wide. That does not bother me at all. My apron's just going to be as wide as this is. And if this was 60 inches wide, that gives me, you know, a 30-inch wide apron, and I just need it to cover my front. And usually when I'm sitting down, so that's going to be just fine. So let me go ahead and get these 2 apron pieces cut out. And I'll be right back. Of course, if you did want to do a pocket, this little section that you cut out up here is plenty big enough for a pocket piece to come out of it. I just am choosing not to. And it looks like when I cut my piece off the bolt, it's about 1 inch longer. That's fine. We're just going to leave that as is. Come in here and cut up this fold. So I have 2 separate pieces. Love my new scissors. Okay, so now what I'm going to use instead of expensive, nice bias tape, I am going to use Tricot tape. And it's a black Tricot tape that I get at the waywalk.com website. And I'm also going to point out that the sides that are just cut here, I'm just leaving raw. This isn't going to fray. It's not going to curl. So leaving the side edges as is, leaving the bottom as is, I think is going to be just fine. So really, I'm just going to be putting my tape around here. So let me flip you over to the ironing board. Okay, so the Tricot tape I'm going to be using is this. It is black. It is fusible on this side. It does have a little bit of stretch. So the part up here is going to look more like a string, and the ties out here are going to look more like a string. But I'm hoping that this part here will give more of the impression of like a bias tape. So I am just going to cut it like about a foot above where it's going to start here, because I think that's going to be enough for me to tie a little knot behind my head. Maybe I'll go a little bit more. Let me just wrap this around. Okay. Let me measure. That felt like when I just wrapped it around, you know, placing it where this about would be on myself and wrapping around so I have enough to tie in the back. That's 18 inches, so half a yard. So I'm going to start it right there. And again, this is the non-plasticky side up. Okay, so I am just going to fold it in half and fuse it. Okay. Ooh, that got a little hot. You see right there? Let me turn the heat down on this iron. I think I need to keep it really low. And again, it's just a shop apron, so you are learning as I am. All right, as soon as my iron gets a bit lower, I'm going to continue folding it in half and ironing it. So this tape is going to go all the way here. All right, and then I am going to sew these on. Okay, so setting my iron slightly lower, trying not to push too hard. That looks like that's going to work really well. And just keep on coming around. Even though this stuff does stretch, I am probably going to end up with a couple little puckers here in that curve, and that does not bother me at all. Get all the way down here so it is in half completely, and like that. Okay, so all of this down here, I'm going to go ahead and also just fold that in half and fuse it together so it's making more like a string. And I'm going to do the same thing to the tie that goes behind the neck. Okay, so I've got it fused onto both sides. There's my little burn, but you know, that's not a big deal to me. As soon as I lowered the temperature on my iron, it seemed to do well. You know, my iron, it just has numbers, and I have it somewhere over here, closer to the 2. Okay, usually I hang out around 5. So, you know, there you go. I'm going to go ahead onto my sewing machine then, and I'm just going to run a straight stitch starting at this end here. Remember, it's folded in half and fused all the way down the strap up around here just to lock this in to the fabric, and then all the way up the top, and I'm going to do that for both of my straps. Okay, so there's my stitching line going through there. It's just locking the tape on, and having the stitching line go all the way to the end is going to make these straps, you know, stronger. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on my dress form, see how it looks. But this whole thing honestly just takes minutes to do. Very quick, very easy, just minutes to do. And for me, I think it's going to be great because that way I don't have to worry about trying to wash really nasty shop aprons, because I hate doing that along with other garments and things, you know, that could be awful. So yeah, just thought I would share that, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.